It's like it's playable for a Beastmaster, but it's very annoying, very inconvenient, and it takes a lot of like your medium impact away. And you really only start playing the game
Ooh.
once you get to what's that?
That is an Earthshaker. We were talking about
Oh,
one cow from the space,
yeah.
but now we're going to be talking about one from the ground because Earthshaker does come out immediately, the Ember. But yeah, Earthshaker is there, so now you do have a lot of lockdowns to deal even with these mobile heroes.
Yep, absolutely. It's just Shaker is so slow.
Really? I love Shaker. I actually think, sometimes I would argue shard over the blink and then you go into the blink. And actually, if you get a shard with a maxed out fissure, you're a force to be reckoned with even in the early game. His laning phase can be strong as well. Or solid, enough. Does the same thing that the other supports do. He pulls the waves, gets to be annoying and stuff like that. So I'm a big fan of a Shaker. Maybe it's just my bias towards the hero.
It might be a little bit. I mean, I do think that in this game specifically, if the Tusk and the Ember Spirit come at you and your waves are out, your vision, their vision is limited, then yeah, the Earthshaker as a reactive hero is beautiful. These stuns, these fissures from the trees can really, really, really hamper an aggressive lineup that's looking to dive. So it doesn't have to be a bad pick. There's definitely scenarios where it can work, but on the other hand, it gets so sad if it doesn't get any farm, if it's constantly behind, if all you're doing is sitting around waiting for engagements to come and they're just out farming in the meantime. There's a lot of ways in which an Earthshaker can just not fend for himself in a meta where all of the supports farm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What I'm afraid of for EHOME is their damage, though. They have this catch, and Enchantress is going to be everywhere on the map. They have vision, they have wave push and all. But once the Shaker gets the fissure out, how do you come in and finish off a hero? That is something. And Dragon Knight doesn't really scream damage, So it's that's a weird one for me.
No, he does not. I mean, all three of the cores are very hard to take down,
True.
and the damage over on spawn team is not that amazing yet either. But you have a Tusk already, versus not that mobile of a lineup. I have no idea what the DK is supposed to solve here.
I would love something like a sniper for spawn. You
Yeah,
know, something that builds into a
absolutely.
force staff. Even the drow has been banned out, and the sniper would have the concussive grenade as well. You outrange both of the range heroes. Not a lot of things to get on top of you other than the primal beast, and you can always save the roar for that. I would love it. And the lane with the tusk, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's phenomenal, and they just don't really have enough playmaking potential to do anything up against you. I very much enjoy that sniper idea because you can play it fairly fast in this game as well.
True, true. I'm always a bigger fan of the fast sniper gameplay. Um, One thing, if they do go for a sniper, I'm scared that the magical damage from spawn, you might need way too many heroes to kill the enchantress. So she's always gonna be in your face in your jungle, and that is a problem if you're spawn. If you're constantly scouted, then this Tusk and the Ember can't get kills, and the heroes kind of rely on it.
Yeah, but you know that really just sounds like what you would rather have right now is Alina, and she's just not
No,
available.
not available. Is there any other mixture of magical and physical? Luna comes to mind.
Yeah, Luna comes to mind. Other mixed damage carry heroes. You could think about a Razor, for example. But Razor feels better when you have him like as an actual counter matchup. To be fair, he would wreck several of these lanes.
Yeah, I would, but we're probably not gonna be seeing a Razor here for spawn. They don't
Okay,
have that
okay.
much
How,
time.
how about Leshrac? Nah.
Monkey King. Okay, that's not magical damage, but it is a lot of burst with the boundless strike
Yeah.
and the jump that can actually kill the enchantress. So even when she's invading your jungle, you can be a nuisance for. I like it. I like it. Pretty much impossible for EHOME to push him out of the Wukong's command. Benefits decently from the Beastmaster aura, not that much, but benefits so much from the vision. So I
Yes.
like it. And again, Jackroy is a big Monkey King player.
Exactly. I was about to bring up the vision game here as well, because Spawn team definitely have that in spades right now, versus especially that Nature's Prophet, who, if you overwhelm him, he is toast. He has no actual ways to disengage or to buy time for his team to come in. If you find him, if you know where he is, you can kill him, and this lineup will definitely do that.
So where are you going with this one? I have to say I'm going more with Spawn, because every single time I see
Yeah.
lane pushing heroes versus vision heroes, it's the vision heroes, or most of the times it's the vision heroes that do come out ahead.
Yeah, and you do need to make the smarter decisions while doing that, right? But as far as eHome's lineup goes, I'm concerned about damage in the mid game, especially if this Primal Beast does not get off to a great start. I'm wondering how much the support duo is going to end up doing for them. Like, they all have their requirements. On the other hand, though, like eHome, I would rate them higher as a team. I just like the Spawn lineup so much, so very, very much. This is Beastmaster. I'm with you. I'm
Yeah.
not even for the show. Let eHome prove us wrong.
I kind of feel like for the show it would be better for you and me to disagree, but yeah, we are
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying sorry, show. I am agreeing here. Not even for the fun here. If Spawn's gonna take it, this is gonna be the game.
Well, let's see if they can do it. Game number 1 of Spawn versus EHOME is gonna be starting right now, and EHOME coming over from a win. But I have to say they did exert themselves a little bit in the previous series. It did take them some time to win that one, so they might not have the stamina here to beat Spawn.
Yeah, if Spawn can come up with the exact same level of plays that Reaper did before here, then for sure they're going to be benefit from Reaper already wearing them out a little bit.
Definitely that could be the case. Anyways, we see a Monkey King turning into a crab, so some de-evolution there for him, and we have a pause because the Enchantress has disconnected. What, you would rather be a crab than a monkey?
Have you ever heard of, I think the name of the phenomenon is carcinification? As it turns out, evolution does in fact keep on inventing crabs. And things that were not crabs will start, like, a lot of things evolve into crabs, is what I'm trying to say here. It's a real thing. You can look it up.
Crab people,
So-
yeah, crab people. I know. I watched South Park. I know. If they are underground and they're waiting to take over the world, that's the the one for sure. But yeah, I didn't know. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, so-
about that one.
So now you know, and this Monkey King is just following the rules of nature.
Okay.
Become crab, walk sideways.
He can walk in front, so this is a super crab. He
That's dangerous. I think that's the only reason that they haven't taken over yet, frankly.
I'm gonna stop talking about crab people right now because I'm getting a bit scared. Though Beastmaster, he is gonna be scared quite a lot. Slow down by the Enchantress. He is not moving that much, being blocked in. He gets the axes out. No one is afraid of your blunt axes, and he does go down below. He is gonna be taking the rune here, but the thing is he gonna be getting out with his life intact? The answer is yes, because they completely ignore him, and it's just gonna be the treants going towards him, and in the end the TP will be successful.
And that is going to be a little bit of a compensation to get all of the runes there for the first blood. If it was just one rune for the first blood, I would probably not say it's worth it, but two runes,
That's nice. That's definitely nice. And Knight, yeah, he's not from Southeast Asia, luckily, and he starts off with the right spell on the Dragon Knight. So good
Yes.
luck, Mamang Dai, in this lane.
Oh, bless. Finally. And like, we did see it on the offlane Dragon Knight before, which is why I was like, okay, maybe it was just like an incident. Maybe you were exaggerating about all these Southeast Asian Dragon Knights ignoring the Dragon Tail. But no, you were right. The previous mid Dragon Knight, again, only on level 4. So Knight, thank you for your service. We greatly appreciate it. And yeah, Mamang Daya is just going to get bonked in the head a lot in this game. And he's going to lose a lot of creeps to that.
if I had seen a Dragonite laning with the Mirana that doesn't get a Dragon Tail, then I would say that it has to be like a challenge between the Southeast Asia players. Though, even with the Dragon Tail, Mamangda is doing quite well. Now, I'm gonna show you guys why us Southeast Asia mid laners don't get the spell. It does nothing. And for now, he's doing quite well. And in terms of denies, CS, everything is fine.
I mean, in the end, it's very hard for an Ember Spirit to lose a lane in a matchup like this. He can't actually take off your Flame Guard, not enough magical damage. And sure, you take some damage through it. Right now, you're in a melee matchup versus a Dragonite who's just going to be hitting you. But on the other hand, you should be pushing the wave better than he does.
True. So, bottom lane, there was a fight onto the Monkey King. We saw a block there, but he is gonna be fine standing his ground. Monkey King, not the easiest hero to take down with 6 armor. And on the top lane, we are seeing LW just be super annoying to Dalul, who might even lose his life right now. There's gonna be an impetus shot. He goes with a tag team and actually stands his ground to fight. Let's see who wins this one. Is it gonna be Dalul or LW? There is still one more very far on the Enchantress, but he's losing this brawl. Dalul is not taking damage. Let's go, LW. He wants to get a long impetus. He wins.
Oh man, I was wondering what the Tusk was holding that 1 point for, and was this for the surprise ambush on LW, who did not see that coming. But you know what? Trading versus Enchantress, she is one of the worst in the game to actually try that against. For
sure. But didn't have the nature's attendance. He thought he has found the opening, and it was a very close, a manly fight until the death. And LW does win it in the end. Still, he is keeping the Enchantress off of this Beastmaster, so the Beastmaster is having a decent time in Dalul. Goes forward towards MKS. The tag team is gonna be there, but Red cannot get close in Dalul. I think you've just given your life away again.
Yeah, he does again. Very close though. Those axes, like if the NP, exactly, he needs to TP to base because the axes can find him literally anywhere.
Shaker is going to be dying on the bottom lane. Despite having the boots, it's not going to be enough. And the MP comes back to the lane. Yeah, Red is dead. Axes, they can cut down the trees, but not the ones that are put into the world of the living by MKS. So those treants are going to be quite annoying. And EHOME, they get themselves a good start in terms of kills.
Absolutely. And NP plus Enchantress is one of the best lanes I can possibly imagine, honestly. Like, you trade against any of these two, it's just going to end badly. You try to engage onto any of these two, it might just also still end badly.
True. That is very true. Mid lane, even 16, 17 to 6, 16 to 4. A little bit of an advantage here for the Dragonite, but as we're talking about Dragonites, Tusk and the Beastmaster, they do a ton of damage. You know, when those Wild Axes connect and there is a tag team, Beastmaster, he packs a punch.
Yep, feels good. And this snowball, like the fact that Dalul was level 1 for so long really gimped them in this lane. So now that he does have the snowball and they can get on top of the end, she has to play a lot more careful.
They can get on top of the MKS as well. If he is not careful, he could easily die. Finally, the boar is going to be skilled up, so we'll see if LW does get that one. He's currently holding the Wildwing Ripper, which is a creep that actually does a lot of damage.
A lot of HP as well. You're really not going to chip through that one easily. So they're just going to ignore it?
Yep, it was expiring. LW dropping low, the blocking from the treants. They will make sure they can get on top of her with right clicks, but with the axes, they most definitely can. MKS getting gone on spawn. 2 melee versus 2 ranged heroes. This is how it goes. If we get in your face, you are gone.
Yep, and this is now all about whether or not Spawn can fly in enough mangoes for Red here to keep those axes flying out.
Yep.
If they can keep the axes up, this lane's good. If they cannot, well, let's go. Not a lot of status, but enough for a tag team.
Oh, the Sprout.
beautiful.
MKS is too good, but will take all of the trees down. And then the one who brings them to life with them. Now the Treants are trying to go for the lull, and with the TP of the Primal Beast really coming to the top lane. This early on, well, the bottom lane isn't going too well for him. And here there are heroes to trample into the ground. Red, where do you think you're going? And both of them will be under the Primal Beast. Zhao Yu finds the perfect rotation and gets a double kill.
That feels so good for him because, yeah, as you were saying, he was the core that was struggling the most in the laning stage. We haven't really had time to look at him because he's just been zoned out by this Monkey King. And, well, that makes up for a lot. Going to be flying in his full phase boots now. That makes a big difference, especially grabbing the armor.
But what now? Like, how long do you need to go towards the bottom lane? It's gonna take some time.
Faster with the phase, I guess. Maybe making a little opportunistic look into the mid lane. There is a level 6 Ember Spirit here. But at least you can take off his Flame Guard with the Eng.
Oh, that is true. They are going towards him. There is going to be a siege shot flying towards him. Among that, doesn't even attempt to dodge it. He uses the Flame Guard. They want to push him back. This is a DD Dragon Knight, 3 points in the Dragon's Blood. And while we're talking about the mid lane and seeing some action there, Jacroy gets a kill on Salad, finally gets himself on the board. Meanwhile, top lane again on top of MKS, and MKS is taking a lot of damage. He's probably not getting out of this one. A double snowball, and MKS not going to be too happy about it. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, EHOME, they might have lost their carry, but they are getting this mid lane tower down.
Yep. Shall you stop again?
Well, we've already seen this, even with a fissure that isn't gonna be great. Separates them, still gonna be good enough. Among that, being slowed down, taking some damage, goes into the tower. The tier 2 will protect him, but he doesn't have the tier 1 to do so any longer.
Xiaoyu's back on bot lane, immediately pulverizes the Monkey King, says, hello, did you miss me? I got a lot bigger since the last time you saw me, and he has to bail.
Yeah, it's time to run away. LW was there. He even had a tango, so that was a bit dangerous for Jacroy. But is gonna be fine in the end.
Yep, Xiaoyu really saving EHOME's bacon again. I am so impressed by this player and his ability to make the best out of a really hard situation. Like, he's not going back to lane still. He's just not. He's looking around on his mid lane. Hello, Ember Spirit.
Yeah, I'm in position for Roamer. He gets an Arcane Rune, and Mamang Da is going to be very sad about that one. He went for the Sleight of Fist there, and that allows the Primal Beast to get the rune. Even with all of that, EHOME are still behind 1k gold. Do you think Spawn are happier with the laning phase?
Yeah, I do think so. The Monkey King is completely uncontested, and this is not an Ursa who's going to have trouble engaging into fights if the opportunity shows himself, right? So this Monkey King can and definitely will leverage that net worth earlier. And of course they have this Beastmaster who's going to be sitting shop on this top lane. This is now Beastmaster territory.
Oh, they'll thought him and the Travens were gonna be killing LW, not gonna be happening. And the Primal Beast, he is gonna be very mad. Bor Rubik is gonna be on the receiving end of that one. Knight will be the one who secures the kill in the end. And it's two nice pickoffs for EHOME.
Yes, now that part is, I do think kind of unnecessary, but on the other hand, apparently they were really concerned about what's happening exactly right now, which is MKS just straight up pushing on into the tier 2 here. That's the longest Sleight of Fist I have seen in a while.
Oh, Jacroy has been caught on top. He tries to stop this with a Boundless Strike. They have the Pulverize. No, they made a mistake. They're not going to be using Jacroy's in the trees. Looked like a dead Monkey King. Looks pretty alive right now.
Yep. And back to farming he goes. And as long as they can keep this balance up, the Beastmaster has to play careful. He doesn't actually have the damage that he needs in order to take down a Primal Beast on his own. Like, no way that's happening. So these waves are going to be shoved back by Xiaoyu. And what you're hoping is that at least by having the enemy playmaker, and this is sort of a broodmother situation, right? The enemy playmaker is the one that can deal with you. So you're pulling him towards his own safe lane where he's not going to be making any plays. And you hope that that secures the farm of your heroes on your other two lanes. And Mamang Daya is pretty far down this bottom lane. The Monkey Kings having a good time in the triangle. You hope that this situation roughly stays like it is right now. But the problem is, of course, that this Dragon Knight is going to have a Blink Dagger very soon. And that's where they're going to be punching straight through the middle of your formation.
everyone is separated currently. Like we can see heroes on every single part of the map, and EHOME, they were gunning for this Beastmaster, but he's coming back into the lane. Red, that is not a place you want to be in. He has a roar if he wants to use it, but let's see if he'll get a chance to scream. The low coming over with the snowball, not gonna be happening, especially with the Nature's Wrath securing that kill. MKS does more than enough damage.
Yep. And he is buying space instead of applying pressure right now. Not where you want to be as a Beastmaster, especially not one that actually has to finish the Overlord before he will be useful in any way, shape, or form. So again, there's an Enchantress on the field.
Yep, and this Ember, he's feeling the pain of a couple of those spears. Not gonna be doing too much. And Tusk getting gone on Xiaoyu. Oh, if you didn't go for that snowball, you would have lived 100%. But maybe now you're baiting them in because the Beastmaster, back in the world of the living, they will get themselves out, EHOME.
Push-pull on that top lane continues, and everybody else is just grabbing their farm. I do think that favors Spawn for now, but this Monkey King better be ready to actually fight with just a Battle Fury. It doesn't feel good, but the push is going to come because this Nature's Prophet is having a whale of a time.
Yeah, we'll see if the Monkey King can do it currently without the Wukong's command. He is not really battle ready, at least not when it comes to bigger engagements. He can come into a fight and assist a little bit with the right clicks, but that's about it. Primal Beast working towards the BKB, and the Beastmaster, he has his Vlads and is going to be finishing up the Dominator and then the Helm of the Overlord in the near future probably, but Spawner too deep.
Again.
Like, they're just being outplayed here at the low. Nah, you cannot get away from a Shaker, my friend. That was a solid try. And Jacroy and Travens, they're very much aware they could be next on the menu if they stay there.
They could be. I mean, I'm just hoping that this is Spawn deliberately deciding to grab reactions towards the top side, you know, offer something that is too big for EHOME to resist, just because your other two cores will need that space in order to get into the game. Mithril Hammer, purchased from Mamang Daya. He's ready to play now with that Maelstrom.
Oh, but they took down the Ancient stack. Even used the Echo for that one. EHOME wanted those Ancients dead, and they just prepared that for the Monkey King. He will never get a chance to get the extra gold. That's a big steal.
Yep, and that's going to finally tip the gold difference over into the favor of EHOME. Yeah, Ember's ready to play. He's looking for a scrap right now, and he's 30 seconds too late. Sometimes that's really all it takes, unfortunately so.
Yeah, unfortunately for him. And with that, the Shaker is going to be very close to the Blink Dagger. It might be like a 15-minute Blink. Perfect for him. Question for you, Kips. How many times does the Rubik steal the Fissure in this game? Does the Rubik steal the Fissure in this game?
I'm saying twice.
Okay. I feel like every time he steals the Fissure, it's 100% the Shaker's fault. Especially once you buy a shard. Like, and if you keep that on your mind, you're not going to be giving it away. So we'll see if Salad is going to be, if his focus is going to be good enough this game.
Yeah, it's really a battle of the minds, isn't it? Because Travins, for sure, like his focus is going to be on stealing Fissure. Like, it's god tier on Rubik.
You want nothing else, actually, when you look at the other spells. The Breathe Fire is fine, but, you know, it's still underwhelming compared to a Fissure.
Exactly.
Oh, Shaker.
What else do you have to do?
Okay, he's gonna be going down. Not gonna be giving the Fissure away though. Does use the Enchant Totem after the stun, so we'll be going down. Travin still hasn't gotten a chance to get a spell off the enemies.
I do think that it's a bit of an unfortunate situation for Spawn here, that they want to pressure and force more reactions here. But I think if you go in on Xiaoyu, he just turns it around on you, and you're going to have a Nature's Prophet in your face. There's going to be several support 2Ps, and a Primal Beast will be able to keep you engaged until those teleports have finished channeling, especially if he gets to pulverize, say, your Ember Spirit. So you got to make your plays elsewhere. And that is why Spawn is now moving under the cover of smoke into their own triangle.
Stolen Trample. A Knight is gonna be on the menu here, jumping on him. There's gonna be a lot of damage that Travis can do with the trample going for him, but he's gonna be stunned up immediately. He's not gonna be doing that much. A beautiful fissure, but a fissure, was it stolen? No, he turns into a dragon. He had a fissure to steal there, decides, I want to die a dragon, and that is a big thing for sure. Mamang Da goes to the side. He doesn't have any more remnants, and the Dragon Knight is chasing. Gonna have a stun in just a second. A couple more hits. No, it's gonna be the Nature's Rat that finishes him off. The low. Nice snowball there, just to dodge the stun, but the help is coming, and the roar on tonight. There's gonna be 2 dragons dying right now. Salad slams the ground to make sure he's not the one that dies inside of that front, and MKS gets an ultra kill, and the creep, a Wild Wing Ripper, finishes off the Shaker that was controlled by the Beastmaster.
Well, at least he's getting some value out of that Helm of the Dominator, I guess. But yeah, that was... Oh, you go in there, you get your target, and they just do not have enough damage whatsoever to touch this Dragon Knight. So you just wasted a smoke, a powerful moment for several of your heroes. You did not get any D-wards out of that. You did not gain any territory out of that. And your Monkey King wasn't farming during that because you were hoping that his joining could turn the fight, which is correct. Like, this is how he should be playing this game. But nothing of the sort. So he's back to the triangle, back to trying to get a BKB.
Yeah, he's working towards it. He did kill the Dragon Knight there in the end, so at least something, but EHOME, definitely favorable fight for them. And now Salad is gonna have the blink. If he had the blink in the previous fight when he got the 3-man fissure, that fight would have been over in a second. But luckily for Spawn, it just wasn't ready at the moment, but it will be ready now.
And for an Earthshaker, this is a really nice blink dagger timing.
I don't know if you saw there, the Monkey King was farming a camp, almost kills the creep, and the Beastmaster dominates it. And then the Monkey King is spamming, well played, well played. And I think there was a Reddit post yesterday, like, how much well played means, oh, my, well played, my friend, you're awesome. And well played is mean, well played, like, just don't do that again, and something along those lines.
Thanks, buddy. Oh, fissure.
Off the mark, or on the mark, but just not. Oh, that's an Aghanim Scepter. That's an Aghanim Scepter of the Nature's Prophet. Mamang Da gets caught by it. His Remnant is not moving, and Salad goes in with a slam dunk there, and we'll have a nice fissure follow up. It's gonna be the lull next on the menu. Stolen fissure. Okay, there it is. He made a mistake. That's the second one.
That's one.
Stolen there, they need to deal with it. They want to kill this Rubik right now, and they won't be able to get him. The lull, does he get himself out? Probably not. And just one more hit from Zhao Yu will finish him off.
Okay, but the fissure is in the pocket of the Rubik, and he is home free. Is that worth losing an Ember Spirit and a Tusk for? Probably not, but, you know, Travis did his job. Nobody can come to him and complain. Yep.
You never know. It could change the game right now. Let's see if it actually does. On the other hand, he doesn't have to be thinking about the Rubik stealing it, so he can use it whenever he wants, however he wants.
Well, counter fissure, no.
No one is coming over.
No, and the Beastmaster has his Overlord. That is still a decent timing as well. In spite of how many times he died on top, I think that was very well dosed by Red. It's like, okay, I bought a new part, now I overextend and die. Mamang Daya?
Not even close. Yep,
No.
he can dodge the echo, you know, like OpenAI.
Just like OpenAI, yeah, I did. I mean, Salad needs to go for that one. You don't have a blink dagger for nothing.
Definitely. But maybe start off with the fissure. Am I asking for too much here?
Yeah, but then you won't be like the dunk out of nowhere, right? It would have been so beautiful. I don't know. Like, of course you start off with the fissure. I don't know why he didn't.
Especially now when he gets the shard, and he's getting quite close to it. Then the damage output once you have the shard is even bigger because the aftershock goes out twice. It's gonna be big Knight. jumps in. He doesn't care to catch someone. He just wants to kill this ancient Thunder guy. But the Monkey King is here, and they go for the Dragonite. And with the Fissure and the Boundless Strike, he's gone. Now the Primal Beast, he has been roared at. This is how you roar, but Primal Beast can roar as well. And with MKS coming over, everyone else needs to run. Jacroy, he has been found. MKS is a genius. He's a literal genius right on the edge there. He knew exactly where you are, but Jacroy stands his ground with a BKB. You better find Boundless Strike. He is full HP and gone. Beautiful plays from both sides.
Absolutely. Like Nature's Prophet reading him correctly, going for the, because these days it's really 50-50 about whether or not they're going towards their own base or towards your base, right? So everybody knows that in pubs at least, always dodge towards the enemy base. They won't be searching there. Here, this was a true 50-50. MKS just gets him. And yeah, the Monkey King gets out, but that does leave his team completely out of position to actually deal with this Roshan attempt. And MKS is hitting like a truck. Get the chance to tank.
Longer there.
True as well.
Is that a dead Roach? They have a Hog there, so they see what's happening. Here comes the Snowball onto Xiaoyu. What was stolen? It is going to be the Onslaught on the Rubik if he wants to go in. The Fissure comes out, and it's going to be the Lol that dies. He went into the pit, and now the chase is on. He don't want to fight. Boundless Strike is big, jumping in from the Shaker. She just gets annihilated, and Knight is going to get roared at. He's going to be slapped down. Other part of the fight, Xiaoyu coming from the side. Him and MKS from the high ground. Red dropping low. This Enchantress. Oh, the miss. He's going to have the luck there. Lord Gaben doesn't like the Enchantress. Probably plays the Beastmaster. LW caught. No, don't do that next to MKS. He knows you. He knows what you want. Jacroy now goes for the Wukong's man. Boundless Strike. He's still alive. He's surviving. Jacroy. He's going to be dodging the attack. Jacroy is a genius. And he's now going to be getting himself out. MKS, you got baited. You thought you had me just putting down my tree, and they don't have anything to stop his TP with. But the Monkey King Jacroy, he knew what he was doing.
That is absolutely illegal. Like, you can say calculated all you want, but he should not have jumped on top of that tree. The fact that they get away with it is absurd. And there goes that Aegis.
Kips got mad there that he didn't die. Really, he deserved to die. He deserved to die. These guys are built different. In his head, he calculated. You know that meme when that lady is calculating everything, or the one from Hangover. Yep, that's Jacroy before jumping onto that tree. So us mortals, we could never recognize what was on his mind.
Absolutely not. I mean, mad respect for just going for it. Because I do think that if you don't actually win this fight here, if you don't take this Aegis out, you might just straight up lose the game. We are at that kind of point with the Nature's Prophet where he is so farmed. If you don't stop him off right there, you are in trouble. And they keep on coming.
Jacroy doesn't have his ulti. A Boundless Strike completely misses. He's gonna pop the BKB and go for a fight. And with the ult coming in and the tag team, they're gonna bring this guy down in the backlines. There's gonna be an Echo finishing off Red, but Knight is now gonna be stuck between a Shards and a Monkey King. Of course, he's gonna be losing that one. Jacroy gets out. He needs to heal up. He's not gonna be healing up because he's stunned up until death. And MKS continuing. This guy has impressed me so much on the Nature's Prophet. Every single thing he has done has been on point, and he even went for this Aghanim build, which it was weird for me, but it's working out.
Absolutely. You much more often see the Aghanims build on an empowering Nature's Prophet, like one that's coming from the offlane, one that's coming from mid, where you have side lane cores that take advantage of it, but you just say, okay, I'm just creating the opportunity for myself.
Yep, and that's what you gotta do in this life. You cannot rely on your teammates. Monkey King, he might be doing just that. He thinks my teammates are good enough. Well, MKS, he works alone. He works very strong though. It's is looking like is gonna be crushing this game. Next item, AC with this Hyperstone. His damage output from the right clicks, it is insane.
Yep, and there's not actually a lot of natural HP over on anybody on spawn. This is the item to take the high ground with as well. MKS has got this all figured out in his head, you know, and now a DD rune. Please, game, make it stop.
Yeah, it's Spawn, they need some help. They're the ones that need the lucky break. Mamangda has been caught. No echo, so they can't go for it any again. And it seems like Salad was just a little bit too early. If Xiaoyu comes over, gets the pulverize off, and MKS TP's in, that's a kill.
It is, and I think Salad waited as long as he dared. But it's like, no way this Ember is going to be standing around twiddling his thumbs for any much longer.
Sure. So it is a 7k gold lead. It is not insurmountable. The Monkey King Wukong's command, the later portions of the game can still be very much devastating for EHOME. But it does seem like EHOME are the ones in control currently.
Absolutely, they are. And the fact that this Nature's Prophet can just farm somewhere in a corner while he has 2 tanky cores, making it extremely hard for Spawn to engage into them. Not like this, Mamangdaya.
Well, there's gonna be a save with the snowballs. He knew what he was doing. It's still gonna be a big echo onto the two of them. But Mamangdaya gets out. Oh, Jacroy took so much damage. He's inside of the trees. He cannot move. Monkeys usually like trees. Jacroy not gonna be liking them any longer. He's still surviving. No, don't tell me again. No. It's not gonna be working. The wrath of nature is upon him. But they still did bring down MKS. Mamangdaya is living somehow, but he doesn't have the mana to go to the remnant. He does buy back to finish the job. What? It is gonna be a fissure there to stop the advance, but he doesn't save a single one of his team. It is gonna be a 4-for-4 with a buyback on the Ember, but still a worthy fight for Spawn considering that they were losing.
Yeah, and the Monkey King's still doing by far the most damage in that fight there, even though most of the time he was locked into that Sprout.
Poor guy.
It just really shows that EHOME were frankly lucky to get him in there at all. Can you imagine if he would have broken free?
Yeah, that would have been a disaster. MKS losing his life also had the AC. I think though AC was finished after that fight, though maybe I'm wrong. Mamangdaya gonna be stunned up. Follow-up is there. They have the DK stun as well. There's gonna be another mini stun coming from the Shaker, but Mamangdaya is more than capable of surviving that. Everything is burning, Kips. What's happening?
Game is on fire currently. Red still angling to see if he can save his creep. Not likely. I'm wondering if this Nature's Prophet is actually capable, because I thought engaging was going to be too hard for Spawn there. You have to go through 2 tanky heroes in order to stay in there, but the staying power of the Monkey King keeps catching me off guard time and time again. Jacroy caught again.
Let's see who has caught who. Boundless strike on the Nature's Prophet. He has been lifted out in the air. Doesn't get the BKB off. He will not get it off. MKS has had a perfect game up until the previous death, and now he's gonna be following suit, dying twice. The uppercut, I hear it, but now there is gonna be a illusion rune being used by Mamangdaya to get himself away from that rune. And LW is just a matter of time before you fall. The Nature's attendants will leave you, and your wounds will be too deep for you to survive. Travis in the end gets the kill. Roche, they're hoping for it, but he cannot spawn for at least a minute and a half.
Yep, and there it is, the staying power of the Monkey King. This guy is deceptively tanky.
Yeah, 2000 HP, 19 armor. When he gets the Wukong's command out, that's what, plus 24, right? So it is gonna be very hard to go through 40 plus armor on the Monkey King, and it is really proving to be a problem for the side of EHOME. The Nature's Prophet is starting to fall off, and the Dragonite just hasn't turned into a core in this one.
No, not yet. He is sort of close to the Aghanim Scepter, but even then, his damage output doesn't really start ramping up until you actually put some more stats behind that as well. And it's mostly the presence of the big dragon, right?
Really?
It slows the damage over time.
Jacroy is just playing a nice game of Dota. That is what we've seen. What we're seeing.
Time Salad gets
Easy.
the TP out.
Easy. So
easy for now. Yeah, and to be fair, like this Dragonite, right, actually scales really deep. Now that you can go the Manta style on the DK, you get all of the Black Dragon's effects on your illusions as well. It's the damage, especially the damage over time, really stacks up on that. The slows as well, it's very powerful. But he isn't there yet by a long shot, and in the meantime, it's just up to this Nature's Prophet to carry the game. He's going into a Skadi now. Is going to definitely help versus the Monkey King's sustaining power. At the same time, though, Monkey King will have damage next time around.
Huge damage, for sure. But his career did die, so that is big. I think Spawn probably don't want to be fighting until it's up and he has his Daedalus. Knight, I think he's gonna be focusing on farming. He's aware that his Nature's Prophet can't do this alone, so he finds an Arcane Rune, he pops the Dragon form, and he's just gonna be going for a farming spree.
Exactly, and between the Flame Breath and the Fireball, by now DK is absolutely a fast farming hero. But yeah, that does mean that EHOME is not picking any fights right now. It gives some space to take this outpost over for spawn, and even though they are 6k behind currently, I don't think they feel that uncomfortable in this game at all.
We are going to be seeing the Dota Plus say that they have 37% chance of winning, so 1 in 3. Basically, a little bit more than that, gonna be going their way, and this is good chances, you know, and you are gonna be buying some time. This pushing lineup of EHOME, it has already hit its stride once, so it is a question if that's gonna be happening again.
Exactly, there's this like lull now, right, in EHOME's tempo, where they need to wait for these items, especially on the DK. It's got the Aghanim Scepter now, so maybe they judge themselves ready to go.
We'll see if they want to. Does he have level 18 though? Yeah, he does. Okay, so the big black dragon is ready. We won't even see the blue dragon. That's kind of unfortunate.
I just skipped it.
Ember has a Gleipnir. That is a big one for sure. Especially, you know, with the BKBs getting lower. That is an item that you have to be afraid of for sure. Okay, they're also getting all that lower. DK 8. Okay, the Primal Beast is up to 6, so... Or down to 6.
Down to 6 and 3 level 20s on the Radiant throughout all of that.
He almost dodges the stun from the Dragonite. Not gonna be happening, but gets lifted up. Among dies fine. Pops the BKB. They roar into the Primal Beast. There is not gonna be a pulverize. He does have that blast rig, not gonna be helping him live. Boundless Strike onto the Dragonite. Buyback, they understand the Roach is gonna be really big. Going onto the Monkey, who still has the BKB, but he will not get a chance to use it. And there, with a beautiful Fissure, Mamangda goes into it. He's gonna be going into the Echo to be slammed down to the ground by 2 heroes. Zhao Yu and Salad finish him off. Mamangda, what was he thinking?
I don't know, but I guess I have to chalk some of this up about just not being used to playing into an Earthshaker anymore. Because both of these deaths are really all about not realizing for how long he can be stunned if you just don't pop or just don't have that BKB anymore.
You just pop the BKB, go and kill the Shaker. That's kind of what you want to do, though. Salad now, he has the Force Staff. And this is 2 heroes without buyback. The pushing power of EHOME, it is very huge.
This is the nightmare scenario for Spawn. Every time they've been fighting them outside of their base, outside of their buildings, making sure that they put that Monkey King in front of the Nature's Prophet, getting good fights out of his combat potential, but now, yeah, the buildings are going to die, and so does the Beastmaster.
Oh, does he? Zhao Yu is a bit too deep. He just bought back, so you don't want to be dying, but he has the uproar. The added armor will allow him to live. He's going to be completely fine, and with the Force Staff, he will be surviving through everything. That's another hero that dies without the buyback, so now even when the Monkey King comes back to life, he doesn't have the teammates to fight with.
Nope, and there is no roar either, although look at this respect. MKS is like, you know what, I don't even want to risk it. Monkey back up. Oh good, we can chill.
Just looking at the greatness of the black Slyrak there, who enters the Roche Pit, and he is the biggest of the dragons, and definitely his wingspan is bigger, considering that the poor Roche, he can't even take up flight from just sitting in the cave and eating all the time. Rubik does get fissured, and it seems like he has still stolen it once in this game. Not gonna be happening again. Kips slide of his chains. Knight standing his ground. Wukong's command was used there. LW, he doesn't get out of that one, and they will slay the dragon. Immediate 2 buybacks. They want to fight this one, but there is not gonna be a dragon for quite some time. But just the same, there is not gonna be a Wukong's command.
Exactly, and I think the last one is key. They say, alright, fine, Wukong's is out. Means we can get the Roche pretty much, I don't want to say uncontested now, but now it's so risky for Spawn to go in Jacroy.
Oh,
what a man.
Jacroy, he sees everything, and the Aegis was smashed the lull. Perfect blink in just in time, and now they're going in for the fight. EHOME, they bought on a couple of heroes. This could be the fight that they lose, but no, that's gonna be a fissure, and the Echo, Spawn is gone from the map, and probably from this game 1.
That was one of those game-ending Echo slams. I gotta hand it to Salad. I was skeptical of this Earthshaker pickup. Was it going to have enough time? But you know what? After you get enough time, Salad has proven his worth over and over again. Spawn, that was the best play he could have probably made, and all those BKBs run out at the same time like it's clockwork.
I think they're gonna be hearing some echoes in their ears there, like they're in a really big house with really high ceilings, you know, just like one of our casters here. But it is not gonna be feeling good after what just happened to them.
Absolutely not. No, an echo slam like that is like a shotgun to the face. Like your ears are going to be ringing for quite some time. And EHOME looking dominant once again, and it's interesting how they never look really flustered in spite of the enemy team struggling mightily. And Spawn again, much like the match that we saw before with was it Reaper? Yeah, it was Reaper. Uh, Puts up a decent fight. They clearly have plays to make. They clearly have a say in the matter, but EHOME never really seems convinced that the enemy is actually a threat to them. They always have a fallback plan. They always wait for their next timing, and there is always a next timing. And EHOME will take this one once again.
Yeah, and I really have to say that we're looking much better. The only reason why Spawn were winning some of those engagements is because the Monkey King like couldn't die. It was 1 HP every single time. You could attribute it to luck, you know, a couple of times.
Yeah.
You could attribute it to luck. If that didn't happen, we might have seen a much easier game for EHOME, but good performance in the end. They do close it out in style. Salad dunks onto 3 hero and dunks on game number 1, giving EHOME a win. So now we go on to a break, wondering if it's gonna be Spawn equalizing it, or will EHOME take 2 series in a row? Today we find out after a short break. Stay with us.